Just got to click a couple of buttons here. Yeah, that's good. All right. Audio. Test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we're good. In 3, 2, 1.
Valentine's Day's coming. Oh, crap. I forgot to get a girlfriend again.
That's what we call the pump.
For a ghost, you bleed just fine. This is the morning stream.
Good morning and welcome back to TMS. It's Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. I'm Scott Johnson with and around and by Brian Ibbett.
Boo! It's a very scary. It's a scary Wednesday. Boo!
You scared me.
Yes.
I am looking forward to Halloween time. I'm feeling it this year, aren't you? I feel like I'm
totally feeling it. I did I talk about this where I spent $50 and got a LED projector, and I'm projecting ghosts in our spare bedroom, so it's the window that faces out to the front of the house.
Oh, nice.
So people look over and they see ghosts flying back and forth in my window, and it's so cool because this projector, again, like $50 projector, you just plug a little USB stick, put your video on a USB stick, stick it in the back, and it just loops it over and over. I don't have to have anything else.
Do you have a specific, you have to provide the loop, or is this a thing that they give you? Or
I have to provide a loop,
okay.
But atmosfx.com, AtmosFX, there it is right there. Captain Kipper even linked to it. Yeah, they've got some there, super, super cheap. You can download. I think maybe even a couple free ones.
I'm shocked. Captain Kipper never finds anything. This is shocking. He never finds a thing. He always just empty-handed.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for finally getting off your butt and providing a link, Cap Kipper.
Yeah, I don't know where he's been all this time, but finally, you got to win, dude. Put that in the win slot.
Yeah, jeez. About time you do something for the show.
He's awesome. All right, so here's the deal. The baby was born. Do you want to? Okay, Brian.
Oh, let's talk baby.
Yeah, so we had a baby. I won't gush too much because no one likes to hear.
Oh, you will.
Parents or grandparents talk about babies, but
twice over.
Twice over. We got double up. They're both human, so that's good. We got humans.
Yes.
I put it up on the chat or the screen there. Everybody, you can see little Phoebe. Phoebe Dylan Straw is her full name.
Tyler. I was really hoping for a Tyler.
You were hoping for a Tyler, yeah. Tyler, just too close. But so Van's middle name is his mother's name. So his name is Van Taylor Straw, and her name is Dylan's name in the middle, which is Phoebe Dylan Straw. Cool. And they did that because they wanted to avoid issues with like stuff on a certain side of the family. Let's just say not mine. Where people were going to be upset if they didn't use their middle name, or if they chose a middle name that wasn't theirs. And so they said, you know what? Screw it. We're putting our own in there, and we won't have to deal with it that way. And I said, you know what? 100% fine with that.
It's a good way to do it. Tristan's middle name is his grandfather's, my dad's name.
Oh, see, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, but see, you probably didn't have a toxic person on the other side, on Tina's side, that would fight.
Not a bit.
Yeah.
No.
So that would have worked. Like, they probably would have loved to have used either my name or Shane's name. But let's just say there's some toxicity on a certain side of things. And it didn't work out that way. That's all we'll say.
Well, and it also helps with identification, right? So, Phoebe gets lost and she can say, what's your name? My name is Phoebe Dylan Straw.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I'm almost like, I can't, is it Tyler or Dylan now? Because I've like gotten it in my head. My name is Phoebe Dylan Straw. Dylan Straw? I'm Dylan Straw. Oh, you found my child. Thank you.
Yeah, the dad's here. We knew the name. Everybody wins. And we avoided family drama. Anyway, she's here. She's 7 pounds. She's 19 inches. Healthy as, I wrote here, healthy as a pumpkin at harvest. I don't know what I meant by that.
Jeez. Wow, that's grim.
It's a little weird.
You know what happens to pumpkins at harvest?
Oh, yeah, I know. That's the problem. Why did I say that? It's a terrible comparison.
That's a great phrase, though. Healthy as a pumpkin at harvest.
I will do this, though.
Healthy as the corn when it's high as an elephant's eye.
There you go. See? I love that. Now, I'm going to play some audio, and this will just help everyone remind you what it's like to be in an airplane when there's a baby who's upset. All right? So here she is, fresh from the womb, making her first noises in the world. Here you go. It's a little edited.
Some F-bombs in there.
more from her mother. No, she did. She actually had a really good, easy, not easy, but
the guy on Twitter live.
Yeah, she has.
So
I got those from. Funny enough, they didn't record any audio. What these are from is a mishmash of photos that Dylan took, and those photos were live photos.
Oh yeah.
So
right.
I just a hats off to the iPhone feature that is live photos, because I was able to squeeze audio out of them. It
That's
worked pretty
great.
good.
Yeah.
Short, but good.
Even though 90% of the people who who do live photos don't realize they've got live photos turned on,
No,
and so
they have no
so
idea.
it's like, oh, here's a picture of my dog, and you look at it, and it's a picture of the dog, and then it like goes to their crotch because they took a picture of the dog and then set the phone down.
Yep. Then they put it down, or they say something they don't want to say and don't realize that it's a recording.
There's your effing picture of my dog.
Yeah. Always bugging me for photos of my dog, you wretched beast.
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, she's happy. Mom's good. Everybody's good. The actual labor went faster and easier than last time. Zero issues. She's got all the right parts. Everything's testing out fine. Everything's good. She's all good.
Always
so I'm very excited because it means we'll get to see her in, let's see. We haven't got to see the baby yet, so probably be
right.
tomorrow.
How long is the quarantine period?
Well, so Taylor had two rules this year, or for this birth. She says, look, if you want to see this baby, everyone needs to get there.
There's a sign up form.
You need to have your COVID vaccines. You need to have your flu vaccines. Freaking don't be stupid. I'm not letting you around the baby unless you go get your shit. So we've done all that.
Okay.
And then the other rule was we're going to do this as a family at the hospital, meaning Dylan, her, and the baby. And when we're done, that's when we'll see everybody. So they go home either tomorrow or possibly, well, I guess they'll go home tomorrow no matter what, and then settle in and whatever. Van's still here with us. He was here overnight for the last 2 nights. And then Friday morning, we'll go over there and we'll get to meet her. So it's a little bit of a pain not seeing her this soon, but we've had a few FaceTimes. She's, sleeping, doing fine. She's not crying except for the exit. She hasn't been crying. So if I was to exit a vagina, I would cry.
I cry every time.
I know. Every time Brian exits a vagina, he cries.
Every damn time.
So anyway, as you can imagine, we're all pretty stoked. The dogs, I think the dogs can tell something's up because they're all acting like idiots. And I don't know what's up with these dogs. I need Caesar, what's his name, to come in here and smack him around or something, because all three of them, Ripley won't eat for the last 2 days. Can't figure out why. We think she's just feeling the stress. She knows Van's here. It's all a little excited. The levels of everything are a little up, and she won't eat, and she pukes for no reason. Just pukes. Well, because she's not eating, she pukes.
It's nerves. Yeah. And probably sensing nerves and stuff.
And she goes outside to do it, but still. And then Moira got her. Speaking of vaginas, she got hers permanently shut down. So she got her fixing, or what do you call it? Spaying. So that's done.
Spay your girls, neuter your boys,
so she's wearing a donut.
Please neuter. What's his face from?
Sorry, I meant to switch to your camera, and instead I played a song.
Somebody please neuter the former host dude of America's Got Talent, who now has 10 children from 10 different mothers. What's that guy's name?
Right.
Where's the turban? Somebody in the chat room. Nick Cannon. Thank you,
Nick
JC
Cannon. Yeah, he was
Nick
an old.
Boy, is that an appropriate last name? He's like a.
Nick Cannon, wasn't he? He did a whole bunch of early stuff on Nickelodeon, right? If I have that right?
He does cameo, and it's not online. He just makes an appearance, gets somebody pregnant, and then.
That's the true cameo, the best cameo.
The true cameo.
Leave somebody with some seed. Anyway, so
where were we?
I don't know what I was saying. So anyway, the dogs are freaking out, and then my own dog is actually the most chill, which is normally the opposite. She's usually the freak, and Rainer's fine. She's just kind of chilling. She was spending a lot of time with me, like curling up anywhere. Anytime I sit anywhere, she's on my lap. That's unusual, but she's quiet and chill, and she's eating, and she's fine. The other two, I know I was going to say, Moira got her thing snipped, so she's wearing a donut, but she still thinks it's spaz time. and is not being careful. And so I'm worried about her stitches popping out and all that.
Yeah, yeah. But
It's
with
just-
the donut, it's probably like she's a bigger bulldozer, basically, right?
Yeah, she's knocking
Yeah.
over shit, just annoying everybody. It's a problem. Anyway, all I'm saying is, if you're gonna have a little 3-year-old over, 3 dogs and a cat, that's just you're asking. We asked for it. I can't blame this on anyone else but us.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one thrust the animals upon you.
No.
Well,
I mean, one of them.
kind of.
But
kind of one of them.
yeah, maybe 2 of them. Whatever. I love Carter's dog, so I'm never gonna say a bad thing about
Yeah, of
Ripley,
course, yes.
even though she's puking now and it's driving us all crazy. Anyway, baby's here. It's all good. Got an email in relation to this.
Oh, okay.
This is from Rob.
Baby relational email. I love it.
I know, right? This is what Rob says. I'll play this for him.
Send and receive email.
So he's got an email about the cord. Because I talked about how...
Oh, yeah, the umbilical cord. Yes.
Yeah,
sure.
they let me do it with Taylor, but Carter and Nick, they didn't. And then I thought it was just a thing they just never let anyone do. He says this. Hey, Scott, my daughters were born in 2016 and 2019. I got to cut the cord for both of them. Maybe it's dependent on the doctor or the hospital, but both times they asked me on the spot, and I did it. Love the show, Rob. I hope you did it well.
Yeah.
I hope you did it well. My guess is, it's probably a hospital policy thing, if I had to guess. Not even a doctor thing. I'll bet it's like if you're a hospital administrator. Because often what will happen is the doctor will deliver, but that actual offering up, putting the baby up there and saying, all right, snip it, that's not usually him. It's usually nurses or assistants or whatever. So I'll bet it's a hospital policy thing if I had to guess. And ours just
I would think, well, you never know. I mean, that really honestly could be, because they even have directors of the maternity ward, right? So it could be just the director of the maternity ward sets the rule, or could easily be a doctor. This is where Tolbert should step in. Jerry. Dr. Jerry.
Yeah, Jerry. Calling Dr. Jerry. He'll hear this show
Can you
later.
go talk to your maternity ward and find out what's the deal with umbilical cords?
He's busy doing an anal probe, but if he wasn't, he'd be here live, and he could fill us in on what's going on.
Sure. Oh, thank goodness.
I'm sure he'll pipe in. He always likes to say stuff after the show. Yeah,
it's like anytime we have any sort of medical questions, he is Dr. Johnny on the spot is what he is.
It'd be funny if the maternity ward comptroller was the one that decided this, because I assume every organization worth its salt has a comptroller working there.
A comptroller,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think that's the rule. All right. Also, I didn't even see this one before we do the feud. Brian, tell me about this. What's this? Did you get this or did I do this?
You put this in here, but I'll read it if you
like.
like.
Did I put it in here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did. I
Yeah,
did, but you know what?
in.
You read it because I think this is appropriate for, the segment, which you have you basically make this game, so you read this.
Happy to do it. Hey, Sassafras and Beach, writes Arborist Andrew. Listening to Tadpooley Feud this week about hair metal bands reminded me, and you can get logged into the Tadpooley Feud while I'm reading this, by the way. Listening to Tadpooley Feud this week about hair metal bands reminded me that when I filled out the survey, my wife and I were on a road trip. We often listen to podcasts on road trips. I generally save up about a week's worth of TMS before long trips. And on that occasion, we were in the middle of a podcast called The Wind of Change. It's a show about conspiracy theory that the famous Scorpions song was actually written by the CIA. It was an interesting listen. That is a weird conspiracy theory. I have fun imagining a world where things like that are true. Fun conspiracy theory is not stupid crackpot cue bullshit.
Yeah, I agree with you. For just before you finish, both hands in the air and praise this guy's email. I agree.
Exactly. Yes. No argument there. It is fun. I mean, knowing who the QAnon people are because they're out front and visible definitely helps with life. It's you're a wackadoo, and I would not have known that otherwise.
Exactly. Come out of the shadows, boy.
Help identify these people. A quick question I had is, where can I submit ideas for survey questions? I have a good one, but I don't want to say it here and give you, Scott, an unfair advantage. Plow the snow, yo. Signed, Arborist Andrew.
And I could have just forwarded this to you, but I thought, hey, opportunity here to tell people where to go and what to do.
For sure. Yeah. Plus, it's a great story about the conspiracy.
I love that. Yeah.
No, I'm glad you asked that because a new survey just went up. Links are in Discord and the Tadpool Facebook group. for a new survey. And at the very end of that survey, the very last question in that survey is, do you have an idea for a Tadpooly Feud topic? And that's where you can enter your idea. I look at every single one of those. I adjust it if necessary, just to make it work better for the show. Because we have some people that say stuff like highest rated television show.
Yeah,
is the idea they have for Tadpooly Feud. It's like no, it needs to somewhat be opinion based.
Yeah. Because that's a hard one. Rated by who, and then too many questions. I agree.
Exactly. I do also have a dedicated Tadpool Feud topic. If you've already filled out the survey and you're like, oh, I have an idea for a topic and I didn't get it into there, there is actually a separate one for just topics if you want to submit a topic. And I think. And we've got links for those. I don't know if you've got those on the Tadpool or on the.
I thought I did, but if I don't have it on the website, I'll make sure it is today. I thought we did, but I'll go check and make sure.
Yeah, just grab that. Yeah. If you don't have it, let me know and I can send you a link.
Okay, awesome,
groovy.
Yeah, that's cool. So thanks for the question and the story, Aberist Andrew, and we'll get your idea in. And then you know what, Brian's used a ton of your ideas, so
I have basically every survey. Every Tadpool game we've played, or Tadpooly Feud game we've played in the last 8 months has been one that's been submitted by a listener. So
very nice. Well, then get ready, strap in. Maybe that'll be today.
Maybe yours will be today.
Ooh. Hey, that music signals a certain person has arrived, and his name is Brian Dunaway. Hello, Brian Dunaway.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hi.
Oh, hello.
Hey.
I have arrived.
Yep.
What?
I wanted to tell you something. You know how you weren't feeling good over the weekend?
Yes.
Remember that? Okay. So I thought of you.
Yeah, I remember like yesterday.
Yep. I thought of you yesterday because in my kind of nervousness yesterday, I'm a nervous eater. I used to be a nervous starver. I don't know what changed, but something around 2016, I started eating instead of starving when I was nervous. Anyway, went a little overboard on a glass jar of queso, cheese.
Like one of those little half jars of Tostitos or the Tostito queso.
Yeah, and it was exactly it, and it was a bad thing to do because it gave me heartburn all night. And this morning, let's just say I felt a little like Dunaway did on the weekend. That's all I'm saying.
Gotcha. Like you felt like a Freddy's custard soft serve machine is what you felt like.
I did.
Oh, my God.
And once again, this is a night where I felt so garbagey in the middle of the night, like 2 a.m., and I was up. If I would just let myself vomit once in a while, I would feel better. But I just can't freaking do it. So streak holds, but last night could have been one of those streak breakers, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, vomiting's like turning your mouth into your butthole. It's just
it's awful.
I don't like it.
It's awful.
Jeez.
See, you just described it better than I've never been able to. Let's see if our listener agrees.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let's find out who this is. Hi, thanks for holding. Who's this?
Hi, this is One Sleepy Panda.
Ooh, One Sleepy Panda.
One Sleepy Panda.
Just who I'd hoped was there. Just kidding. I don't know. I can't. I actually can see people's area codes, but I can't see the rest of their number. And I always think about like looking it up when you call and going, "Oh, it's somebody from Kansas or whatever," and then they would be freaked out like I knew who they were, but I forgot to do it.
You're on the air.
Exactly.
Mine is deceptive because it's a New Jersey area code, but I live in Richmond, Virginia now.
Oh, no way. So how did is it a cell phone probably? So they kept the old deal.
Yeah.
You know, when we were growing up, they made us feel like area code separation meant lots of money needed to be spent to call anybody. What a dumb, stupid thing that was. Long distance, what were we doing? That was so dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Long distance. Not even,
Do you know how
even
much
the
it costs
term
to
sucks.
boost? You know how much it costs to boost these signals? Jeez.
Yeah.
How many area codes do you have in Salt Lake?
2. We have
2?
801 and 405, I believe. Well, in Utah entirely, we only have 2, and that's those 2.
Jeez. Yeah, we've got 2 in the Denver area, 303 and 720, and they just announced that they're adding a 3rd, and that's just the Denver metro area. Outside of that, we've got 970 and all these other ones for like Colorado Springs and Fort Collins or something.
Weird. Why is that, do you think?
I wonder about that kind of stuff. I wonder if like who exactly sells off those numbers? Because 7 is what, 7-digit number, and then once you run through those, you have to add area codes. Well, no, I guess you had the area code there too. Anyway, there's a lot of numbers.
Yeah, and who's in charge of it?
Sell those to like Google?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who they
what it
selling
means
it
is
to?
that somebody is not going through, or a program has not been written to go through that automatically says, oh, this person just turned in their cell phone and closed that number. Great, that number is now available. Like make it available immediately. I know
Yeah.
I'm going to get calls for,
Right.
like, hi, is Bill there? Bill,
I'll tell you what.
I can get rid of that. It's fine.
Growing up, getting somebody's used number wasn't too bad, but my God, I've had the current cell phone number I had for about close to 10 years.
You still
I
get a call?
get phone
Yeah.
calls and text
Yeah.
from people. Apparently,
I do too.
Apparently, I'm an elderly black man registered with the Democratic Party because I get messages like 10 times a week.
Yeah, well, I always thought
Yeah.
of you as an elderly black man, so well done. Now you have the number of one.
Yeah.
By the way, the chat room
Who's
corrects
it?
me. Utah's got the 801, that 385 in northern Utah, and the 435 is down in southern Utah. I didn't know about the 385. That's news to me. Had no idea. Anyway, this has been a fun look at America's system of phone number association and assignings.
It really is.
Let's
yeah.
move on to this game. Hey, Brian, will you explain to One Sleepy Panda and the rest of the world how this works?
I guess if I have to. It's time to play the Tadpool Feud! I've surveyed the Tadpool on some nerdy topics, and Scott and Brian are going to have to predict the answers that they gave us. It's Scott and Brian's job to see how many of those answers they can guess. Sleepy Panda, number one, your job is more important than ever because you're going to be working with either Scott or Brian. If your team wins, you will get a prize package that includes Civ City Rome, which we did have somebody win on Monday, but they said, you know what, I already won recently on something else. Go ahead and give it to somebody else. So if you win, you're
I'm
the
a
somebody
winner.
else.
Yeah. They're paying it forward.
And
That's nice.
oh, sorry, go
I
ahead.
said they're paying it forward. That's nice to hear.
They're paying it forward. And the Golf Club trademark 2019 featuring PGA Tour. Both of those courtesy of Joshua. So play some golf, build some Rome. You got yourself a party.
You do. You have a party in your mouth. Everyone's invited. Fantastic.
All right, let's get to the game
Except
here.
that queso.
Yeah.
Except that queso, which is doesn't feel like a party.
No.
Basically, is.
Nope.
No.
Feels like the
All
after
right.
party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put those hands on those buzzers and answer this question that 822 tadpoolers responded to, and only 5 passed. Only 5 people did not provide an answer.
Yeah.
I think we finally
your
found the
regular
secret to
your
this
regular
game.
ridicule finally got them to stop doing that.
It really
That's fantastic.
did. Exactly.
Good job.
I'm gonna get shit if I pass.
They really, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Fear is my motivator.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
Name something you'll find in your kitchen junk drawer. Ryan Dunaway.
Scissors.
Show me scissors.
That's good.
Ooh,
Ouch.
running with those up to number 2.
Yeah.
Only one answer will beat it, Scott.
Oh my
What,
gosh.
what's
that was
something you find in your kitchen junk drawer?
that was going to be my thing. So now I'm a little thrown here. I'm just gonna say I can't think of anything, so I'll say keys.
Keys.
Ooh.
Show me keys. My favorite character from ET.
Oh,
Number
nice.
9.
I'm ahead
Good
already,
points.
but it's still your game.
Good points, but Brian has control. Brian, you're going to get
Oh.
one sleepy panda to help you out with these answers.
Wake up.
Because I wanted to.
Because I wanna
it goes
go.
off there for a second. No.
Yeah, no, you're all good. You
All
guys go
right,
ahead.
So,
What do you got?
you two, 8 answers still on the board. Name something you'll find in your kitchen junk drawer.
Panda, do you have a junk drawer, and what do you keep in it?
Bamboo, probably.
Yeah. Well, I think isn't it a requirement of home ownership or renting to have a junk drawer in your kitchen?
I think so.
that's
I think
part of the
our
deal.
HOA is
required.
always checking. They send us warnings, say your junk drawer is a little
Yeah.
empty.
Yes.
Get
2
it,
people in the
Right.
survey, which I added up to the passes, said, my wife won't allow me to have a junk drawer, or I'm too clean, I don't have a junk drawer.
Too
it's like,
clean.
Oh, what a weird flex that is.
I'm too clean.
Where do you put your scissors? Then I don't buy that.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
What do you got? Like a whole
Right,
drawer called
exactly.
scissors? No, get out of here.
With a Dymo label.
Yeah, and
Keys.
they
Yeah,
label maker.
get outta here.
Label maker.
Lame.
All right. Give
Freaks.
me an answer.
I would. First thing I thought of was rubber bands.
Oh, that's good.
Rubber
There you go.
bands.
Yeah,
Ours
where
is-
else you gonna put them?
Ours are
Yeah.
full of
Yeah.
them. Yeah, we got tons of those in there.
I'm assembling all mine in my garage to make a roadside attraction.
Ooh.
Show me rubber bands. Number
very
3.
nice.
Oh, look at that. Nice.
All right. Well, you guys are on a roll.
Now,
Continue.
Panda, I have no idea what to do with those pins. So there's always like pins and rubber bands and scissors in my junk drawer.
You saying pins or pens?
What are you saying? Because it's like you just said the same thing twice.
Well, see, this is what I was afraid of. We got a regional pronunciation issue.
Writing pins.
Gotcha. Okay.
Writing
Pins and pencils.
Pens.
Are you saying
Okay.
pins or pens?
Pens with an E instead of pins with an E with an I. Anyway,
Do the two again in a row. I want to hear Scott say the two and distinguish between the two.
Chat thinks we're saying pants, but anyway, here it is. Pins is for the pokey kind. Pins, right? And pens is the kind you write with. Pens.
So you're putting a Z on that.
The second time you said pens, it did sound a little like pins. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I'm saying the E. Am I not saying the E?
I know. We always feel like it.
Yeah.
Show me pens, pencils, anything like that. Writing implements.
Writing utensils.
Ooh, nice.
Number 5,
That's good
Sharpies,
points.
pens, pencils, markers, all that stuff.
That took the lead right there.
Including
You're
that.
one up on me, so keep going.
There you go.
Yep.
Yes. Now you're on a roll.
Panda.
Keep that roll going.
Ooh.
Yes. What we got, Panda?
I just put a big pack of batteries in my junk drawer.
Oh, batteries
Yes,
is great.
always the
Yeah.
batteries.
Both fresh and
bad.
and bad
Yes,
alike.
exactly.
All go in
Are
the same
these
drawer.
good? I don't know.
And you try them, you put them in something, and it's like, nope, doesn't work. Back in the junk drawer it goes.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right. Show me batteries.
Ooh, battery.
Number one. Look
answer.
at you.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, that was a good call. I don't know why I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
I feel dumb. We put our
I
batteries
have
in the.
a special mounted thing on the wall that holds and organizes my double A's, my triple A's.
We have
Shut
a
up.
I hate you.
we have a
That's
little
absolutely true, by the way.
we have a little container that we put in the fridge and put all our batteries in it now.
Oh, are you a believer that the
Oh,
batteries in the
God.
fridge?
I'm gonna say my wife is a believer. I'm more of a whatever, you know. Like in fact, I use rechargeables for all my Series X controllers and the stuff I need things for double A's. So this is kind of a her thing, and it's fine. I don't
That's a
complain.
good question, though. I think they like it helps a little, but I don't think it helps enough to make the mistake of leaving batteries in your freezer. But whatever.
I just know it's an
This
old
is a-
holdover thing from the 80s, so I don't know if it really works.
Yeah. So
Right,
upstairs,
right.
and Complex Ninja says Coverville is attacking me with my battery organizer in the closet. No, I'm not. That we actually have probably the same thing. Mounts on the wall, has a plastic cover that goes over it, etc. However, down here, I have a 3D printed box that you just open, and it is full of my rechargeable.
Oh, I really like that. I really like that. That's awesome.
That's organized, right?
Yeah,
there.
I agree. By the way, okay, so I found a quick article. I'm just going to read this paragraph. This will tell us, and we can all learn something.
All right, good. Yeah.
The myth, storing batteries in the refrigerator prolongs their life. Fact, it is partially true, but you're better off not doing it.
Yes, it's not. Yeah,
Wait,
exactly.
Partially true, but you're better
What
off
I
not
said.
doing that.
Yeah,
That
they
doesn't
said
make
that
sense.
they say it works.
The risk is greater than the reward.
Yeah, the risk, let's see, when stored properly, the discharge rate, blah, blah, blah. So it does slow down the discharge rate, but it says, let's see, I'm trying to find the part
But
where
you
it's
could
a
just
problem.
store. You just need to store your batteries in a cool, dry area.
They want,
basically, is
they
the
want
idea.
68 to 78 Fahrenheit. It should be your zone, and it
Yeah.
should be dry,
Room
non-humid,
temperature.
if you can help it. So the humidity, it says the humidity can impact batteries as a whole. So that's why they say dry storage, which you can't always guarantee even in a cold environment like the fridge. So there you go. Put them in
Okay.
the drawer, keep them
Interesting.
dry, you're good. Yep. And
All right.
use them. That's the other thing. Use them. Don't let them sit. Don't buy tons and hang on to them forever because they will, A, discharge, and B, leak, and then you got a problem, and then
Just
no
buy
one's...
rechargeables. You
Yeah,
know,
do
and-
like
and,
that. Do like
yeah.
that. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Do like us.
Exactly. Do like us.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't do
5
like
answers. 5 answers still on the board. Name something you'll find in your kitchen junk drawer.
Every time, I don't know how it happens, but I always keep tape in my junk drawer. But then
Oh,
when I go to
yeah.
when I go to get it, because I'm like, it's definitely in the junk drawer.
Yeah.
It's not there.
Any
But
particular
there's
kind of
always an
tape?
expectation.
Any kind of tape, like
Yeah.
Scotch. I'll bet Brian will take any comers, but like in your case, is it Scotch? Is it masking? Like, what do you-
I usually keep Scotch and packing tape, like
Gotcha.
the smaller ones for smaller things. But
Yeah, yeah.
that's usually the only thing. What do you think about that, Panda? Is that a good one?
Oh yeah, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
tape.
Good answer.
Okay.
Good
All right.
answer.
Show me tape.
Ooh,
There it is.
Oh.
that scared us.
Indeed,
Ooh,
yes.
you made me
Duct
wait.
tape, scotch tape, masking tape.
Scott tape.
You know what's the best stuff
Scott
is
tape.
that blue carpenter
tape.
tape. Sometimes it's green. That stuff's awesome.
Yeah. I like painter's tape. Those are
Yeah,
great. I
that
like
stuff's so
Yeah, 'cause
good.
It
It's
doesn't leave residue, and it's great.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
great. It's great for
Yeah,
everything, including the things they're made for. So I would recommend it over scotch or not scotch. Masking.
Over
Masking
masking
tape
tape,
goes
yes.
gluey and
Masking,
gross.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my gosh, don't do it.
Yeah, the older
It
masking
doesn't work
tape
good
gets,
as a.
the worse
Yeah.
it gets. And it's weird how those rolls, they kind of shrink, and the inside cardboard goes inside of that masking tape. Like,
Yeah, it's
what
effed
is
up.
causing masking tape to shrink at such a weird
Maybe
level?
you should keep it in the freezer next to your batteries. You junk refrigerator weirdo.
It was in the pool.
All right.
Panda, what else you got up in your junk drawer?
Assorted charging cables. Usually
that's
for
good.
stuff I don't
Yes.
have anymore.
Yes. Very
Yeah.
modern. Very
Phone
modern.
charging.
Items that you
Yes.
don't even own anymore, probably, right?
That's right.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Show me cables.
Loose cables.
Oh.
First strike on the board.
Ah, come on.
15. Number 15 on the list was cables. It was popular, but
I agree,
surprisingly,
yeah.
not in the top 10. Even though I think we're all guilty of having those.
Oh. Guilty.
All right.
Me.
Matches.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna
Matches.
change. Can I change my? I can't. Can I? Is that what I have to stick
Sure,
with?
if you want. Yeah.
Lighter.
you
Someone.
press the button, yeah.
You'd be more
Lighters?
likely to
Okay.
have a
There you
lighter
go.
in there. Yeah.
All right.
I think that's probably going to be either way, right? I don't think
Maybe.
if it would.
I don't know.
Be
If
that
it's
anal.
he's our taskmaster. Let's see what we get.
Show me lighters.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Lighters was number 11.
eh.
Just out of the top 10 was lighters.
Eh.
Cigarette lighters.
All right. Fine. And we don't know if that included matches because you're not going to tell us. All right.
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay. All right. Yep. It's back to.
I mean,
That's your
By not
defendant
telling
image.
you, I've kind
It
of
was
told
not
you.
like that.
Because if you look
Right.
at tape where I say that includes duck scotch and
Right,
masking,
right,
etc.
exactly.
Yeah, by not
Yeah.
telling you, I think I've kind of told you.
Our junk drawer has like
think- yeah, I
five of
think
those
you've told
long
us.
ones. You know, the long kind that you do the barbecues with. We have like so
Oh, yeah.
many of those. I don't know why we
Oh, I
have
love
like 10 of
those.
them. We should have one of those. Doesn't make sense to me, but whatever.
Right. Well, because 9 of them are out of butane, but you just can't bring yourself to throw them out.
That's probably true. This is how people are
Again,
with their
get
wheat.
one of those little rechargeable one that looks like a taser, and it creates that little zzz
Yeah.
thing in between. You don't need ones with butane anymore.
It's like people with weed vape pens that run out that you can't refill. They're just like, well, if I hang on to it, maybe there's just one more drag in there, man.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right.
Got mine in here. Oh well.
It's back to you, chuckleheads. What do you guys got?
Panda, I know I always have to write on. I always have like little writing things like either Post-it notes or the back of junk mail. What do you think? Is
Post-it
that
notes is pretty good.
What do you think, Panda?
I feel like Post-it sounds right.
Yeah.
Because you want
Okay.
to
Yeah,
like near the
Post-its.
fridge,
Yeah, like little
maybe,
paper
if that's a
Post-its.
thing you do.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that one. That's good.
Sure.
Pad.
All right. Show me paper pads, Post-it notes, anything like that. Notepads, basically.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, come on.
that I'm really surprised of. Only one person said paper, and it just blew my mind.
Then what are you
like,
doing with those
my
pens,
God.
pencils, and sharpies?
Exactly. What do you have a separate drawer for your paper that's not junk?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
This is weird. Weird.
Yeah.
All right. So it's my turn again, and that means Scott's gonna say salsa, ketchup, soy sauce, that kind of stuff. Little
Gotcha.
packets.
Condiment
spare
packages.
Condiment
Sure, yeah.
packages that you've got left over.
I don't know
from-
if you should keep salsa in there, but yeah, I'm with the.
Well, you know what I mean, like the
Yeah.
the hot sauce packs. That's what
The
I mean.
hot sauce,
Yeah.
Taco Bell
Okay,
hot sauce
okay,
packet
okay,
with
okay,
the
yeah,
funny,
Woo.
with the funny writing. All right, sure.
Queso.
Show
Go ahead.
me fast food condiment packets.
Damn it.
No, you keep
number-
those in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
We
you
do.
don't need
We
to.
do,
Number
but,
14,
yeah.
by the way,
Okay.
is on the list.
I'm glad it's on the list at least. I don't
Bonus
feel so
points if you
stupid.
put them in a baggie to kind of keep them separated from all the other things
Yeah,
in
yeah.
there. It's like looking in there. It's like, oh, do we have any more Chinese mustard packets? Dang it!
Shoot. Well, life isn't
I think
fair.
it tells you a lot about people when you go to their house and if
Yeah.
they keep their condiments in the junk drawer or if they keep them in the butter tray in the refrigerator door.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's two types of people there. Yeah.
The Freddy's fry sauce because we always try and get a couple extras of those. Those go in the butter tray of the refrigerator because
Nice.
for whatever reason we feel like those need to be refrigerated.
Yeah.
When are you gonna get some sticks of butter in here? I'm not.
It's because they got mayo in there, so you want to keep them in the fridge. I mean, even if you don't, because they're sealed and preserved to hell and back, I'm with you. Put them in there.
Yeah, it's for safety's sake.
Yeah.
Right there with the
horsey
batteries.
sauce.
All right,
Yep.
4 answers left on the board. Back over to
It's
Brian
tough.
and One Sleepy Panda.
Sleepy Panda, I'm feeling kind of stupid. What do you think? What do you got?
I'm feeling dumb.
I'm feeling dumb right now. That last one, no
Got a
paper.
sneaking suspicion that the hooligans in the tadpole would say just junk.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's a good one. What do you give me a
that's
junk
not
drawer?
bad.
You kind of know the tadpole, don't you? You think you do.
Yeah.
Give us number 6, Ibbot.
All right. Show me junk.
God, man. Bless America. Are you
don't
kidding
worry.
me?
Your faith in the tadpole is justified. Number 17 on the list were people just saying
Wow.
junk.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Holy crap.
Final strike. I don't feel confident about this at all. So you're in good shape.
Basically, anyone gets you at least a tie. Any 2 gets you a win. And basically, if it's 6, it's number 6. It's a tie. Everything else is a win.
Okay. Oh geez. Did we do those? I don't think we did.
Flask
Say
liquor. Call it my drunk drawer.
mini bottles of booze.
Oh, sure. Little airplane bottles. Okay.
My drunk drawer.
It's where I keep
drawer.
the weed. Let's go with the paper clips.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
Just paper
Dadgummit.
clips. Like, I need to eject this floppy disk. Where? Go to the paper clips in the junk drawer.
Yeah.
All right. Because nobody ever uses those to hold the
No.
paper that they don't keep in the junk drawer. Show me paper clips.
Oh shit!
Son of a what?
That's all right. Paper clips was number 26. People did say paper clips, but not enough of them to make the list. The good news is, One Sleepy Panda, you've won
Flippy.
the prizes.
Yeah, no matter what, you get this.
Congratulations. You're a winner.
Yeah,
Well
that's
done.
awesome.
Let's look at the rest of these. Prepare to bunk your heads. Show me number 6. A screwdriver.
Oh, duh.
I have no toolbox.
And people keep forgetting to put it back in the junk drawer. Dang it, because it's never there when you're looking for it.
Yeah.
That's not junk. That's valuable.
Show me number 7. Twist ties. Anytime
Yeah,
you
that's
get cords
trash.
along with your charging cables, you just put the twist ties in that junk drawer and forget about them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
But not the cable.
All right.
Yeah.
This is I can't wait for this one right here. Show me number 8. Yeah, the matches that you almost said.
Damn it! How much was that worth? 19 points.
8. Yeah,
Oh,
that would
8
have put
points.
you.
Oh, God.
That would have put you right over the top. Yeah.
Love it. Love it.
Damn it. Okay.
And finally, you wine drinkers know this one. Show me number 10.
Oh, yeah.
Corkscrew.
Corkscrew.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Now that
Yeah, of
goes with my
course.
other. Yeah, well, I keep my corkscrew in with my silverware and that stuff. But,
Are you a regular wine drinker there, Dunaway? Do you partake? In that?
enough that I wouldn't put it in the junk drawer.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Some other popular ones: bottle opener, can opener. So not a corkscrew, but one of those you open up a bottle of booze with.
That's pretty good.
Bag clip. Menus, fast food menus, restaurant menus, Chinese food menus, potato peeler, screws. I think some people think of the kitchen junk drawer as the one where you put, some people think of the kitchen junk drawer as where you put all of those miscellaneous kitchen gadgets or kitchen tools. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Screws. You got the screwdriver, might as well have some screws. String, thread, twine in there. Somebody puts a hammer in there. 7 people said that.
Oh my God, that's so heavy.
Yeah, that's weird.
Right. Tape measure. Very good one right there. Toothpicks, pizza cutter, whisk, change. You put your change in there. Candles, birthday candles or regular candles, chopsticks. You always get an extra set of those with your Chinese food, so might as well put them in one place.
Yeah.
Straws, extra straws that you've gotten. Box cutter, flashlight. Flashlight's a great one. Glue.
Flashlight. That's a great.
Another good one.
Yeah.
Thumbtacks.
Ow.
hair
Those are the worst
ties.
when you're digging around in there. Stab. Oh
Yeah.
God!
Right.
Thumb back.
Hair ties, barrettes, letter opener, just random lids. Not the hat store in the mall, but just regular lids. Safety pins, beer caps. Somebody put bleach.
Oh, jeez.
I'm kind of afraid of that person.
Yeah, I don't want to go to there. They have an ice pick in there as well, or what's the deal? Those people
Probably business cards. Let's see. That's
Now,
about
is that
it.
safety pins or safety pins?
Safety pen.
There's
Safety pens.
Yeah, there's no safety
So,
peen. It doesn't
They're
exist.
pens that you won't accidentally read on yourself. They're safety pens.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
Safety peen is a condom. So get that and wear
I'm
it.
getting some of you people a toolbox for Christmas.
No
Apparently,
kidding.
that's what they need. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we do have a screwdriver in ours because we do have screwdrivers in our toolbox. But there are times it's like, oh, I just need a quick screwdriver for this, fixed and done. I don't want to go back in the.
Yeah, and oftentimes you're
toolbox.
not even using it. Like for us, it's always a flathead, and it's used for things that aren't necessarily screws. It's like, oh, I got to
Yeah.
pry this open,
You guys.
or
Right.
You
whatever.
guys don't have Leatherman tools in your pockets constantly.
No.
Where do you live?
No, 'cause-
No, because I occasionally go to places where I have to go through a metal detector, and I don't want to be responsible for saying, "Oh yeah, I forgot my Leatherman was in my pocket." I guess I.
Oh man, you
can't-
get a high five here if you have to pull it out and go. I just got my Leatherman. Cool, yeah, high five, bro.
That's what happens. Okay.
I think they
that
don't.
like.
They
Yeah.
still they take them, and then you're just screwed, right? They
Yeah. You either can run it back to your car, or they just confiscate it and you walk into the event.
No. Where I live, they go. It's cool, bro.
don't- Yeah, you live in the freaking wild
There you go.
south,
You don't live
man.
right now.
It's
Yeah.
People, you don't have a Leatherman here. Here's one.
Right.
To go on into the.
There you
They
go.
hand them out at
Receipt
the
number
door
5.
here.
Yeah. Oh, they do. They just give you a Leatherman on the
Yeah,
way
you
into the
just get
plane.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I get that. I had a theory last time I flew here for this trip. Why are we still doing the shoe thing? I cannot believe we're still doing the shoe thing. It doesn't make any sense to
taking
me.
Shoes off
We had
for
we
the
had
airport?
we had one shoe bomber. Come on.
We had one
Richard
guy with
Reed.
shoes.
Richard Reed ruined it for all of us.
Yeah. And now we
Yeah.
still do those effing shoes.
I don't because I pay $80 for
Shoe
5
money?
year of TSA pre-check. and I
But you
just
know
go,
what people will do? I know they do a little background on that, but if you can somehow fake your background and go on there then you're in anyway. Like if they have a way out of the shoe thing, then they should just stop doing the shoe thing because it proves the
Yeah,
shoe thing's
right.
bullshit.
Shoe thing's stupid.
right.
Hate it. Anyway,
I can't tell you how many times I get approached by some of the airport. Hey, do you mind wearing my shoes through security? And I'll meet you on the other side.
yeah.
Here,
Yeah,
take
you wanna
these
wear my
shoes.
You know, it'd be
shoes.
a great idea. Have everybody air out their feet before they get on the plane. Let's get in that area. Sounds great.
actually, that's not a bad idea. Now
Hey,
that
how
you
about
say it.
they just issue you a pair of Crocs when you walk into the airport? You
Yep.
keep your regular shoes in your bag.
Just,
Yep.
Let's just take our shoes off at the gate and
Yeah.
just leave them off the
Yeah.
whole time.
Delta
that's what most
Crocs.
people do anyway.
I
when
like
they're on the
Brian's
plane.
Delta Crocs idea. I want Delta Crocs. I want
That's good too.
Southwest
Delta
Crocs.
Crocs.
United Crocs.
Yeah,
Southwest
United Crocs. The only thing I'd ever get for United that I liked. They suck. Anyway, hey, so here's the deal, Panda. You got to send Brian an email, coverville@gmail.com. He'll forward you those codes, and you'll be wallowing in your success. How do you feel?
Wonderful.
Oh, that's so good. You were a great guest to have on. Thank you for being here. You were awesome.
Yes.
Dunaway, hey.
He wasn't so sleepy.
No, he
No,
was
he
fine.
What are you aware? Yeah.
Due to the birth of the new family member here, we had to push Play Retro to today. So that whole thing we told you Monday was a lie about it being on Tuesday. This week it's today at 3:30 Mountain Time.
It happens.
Same thing. We're doing the track balls, all that stuff, everything we talked about Monday. But it's tonight.
Nothing's changed.
Yeah, nothing but the
Except the
day.
time.
Just the time. That's it.
Yeah.
Even the time's the same. Just shift it
Even the
one
change,
Earth
you're
day.
right. It's
Yeah.
just the day.
Yeah, it's just the day. Are you excited, or what are we doing? That's it. That's all we have. Brian, kiss our
yeah, I
butts.
can't
Bye.
wait to talk.
Okay, he's out of here. We're gonna take a break. When we come
Good
back,
idea.
we're gonna get Tom Merritt up in it, and then after that, some recommendals. Lots of fun on a Wednesday. Stick around. Brian, play me a song.
All right, I'm going to play you a song, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a heads up, Scott. The first few seconds of this song do have an F-bomb, so
Ooh.
prepare to put a little marky mark in your file there.
I will
to
put a
bleep
Mark
it out.
Wahlberg in my file. I'm all set to go.
I think I heard an F-bomb. All right. This is a band called Drive Away. Not Driveway, but Drive Away. Florida indie pop band. They've metaphorically sold their turntables and bought guitars and created a song called Wishing Well. This is great. Oh my God, you're going to love this. You're going to love both songs today. I promise you.
Wow.
So let's get to the first of those from their, let's see, first release since May's Feel Better Soon EP. Here is the brand new single from Drive Away. It's called Wishing Well.
I threw up many times while I was working out, but it doesn't matter. Milk is for babies.
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. This is the Morning Stream.
And we're back. Hey, who was that?
That was a band called Drive Away, all one word, Drive Away, with their brand new single, Wishing Well.
Awesome. I can't wait to, well, of course I heard it with the rest of you.
Of course, you just heard it like everybody did, and thank you for that.
Yeah, it was great, and I'll never stop talking about it until I hear it again later today, because I liked it that much. All right, let's get Tom Merritt up in here and see what we can make out of that visit.
Yeah,
here you go, right
that's a
here.
really good idea.
If I can find the damn thing.
With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
That familiar refrain indicates that Tom Merritt has joined us once again on a Wednesday to talk about tech as he prepares for the Daily Tech News Show later today. Tom Merritt, welcome back. Hello, Tom Merritt.
I can't hear Tom.
Thank you. Thank
there we go.
you.
There it is.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. We can hear you
us?
now.
We can hear you now. It's just a long. It was a long moment there, but maybe we're lagging. I don't know.
Well, it's good.
It's good now.
Be here.
It's all good. Hey, it's Tom Merritt. You guys know him? You love him. Look at him there in this video. Look at that handsome freaking man about town and life. Tom, what's going on in the world of tech today so that we can kind of prepare ourselves for what's next in the world?
So, have you all heard of Elon Musk?
I have.
I've heard of that dude. Yeah.
Familiar.
Yeah.
Slightly familiar.
In the tech circles, he's very well known. He once was one of the chief people behind PayPal.
Oh, that's right.
That may be where most people know him from.
Him and Peter Thiel and that one other guy who's running for Congress, I think, somewhere.
The one other guy.
Yeah, there was one other dude.
Sad. Yeah. He later started a little car company, a little rocket company. He's got a following, and I guess a lot of people probably haven't heard this, but he made an offer to buy Twitter. Back in April.
Really, I didn't. I hadn't heard at all anything about that. That's news.
Yeah. I mean, we all know Twitter. Twitter agreed to the deal, and then apparently Musk started to look into the numbers and said, "I don't know. Some of these numbers don't add up. I don't want to buy you anymore." Twitter said, "Well, I'm sorry, you already got a deal." And I hate to say this, but it looked like it ended up with some bad blood, and they ended up in court. Yeah. But don't worry, it looks like we might have a happy ending because Tuesday, Musk changed his mind and sent a letter to Twitter and said, "You know what? I'm going to buy you anyway at the price we agreed on back in April." So, that's pretty much all there is to the story.
I'm sure that's all that happened. I'm sure that his weird.
That's just beyond
happy
that, I'm
ending.
sure.
No, I think the most intriguing thing of this, and of course, if you haven't been following this, go listen to Daily Tech News Show. We've been following it there. But right now, how do you call it? The stuff that is expelled from an animal's rear.
Bullshit.
The thing that blows air. Those two are coming together in the form of a lot of messages coming out in public between Musk and other people, including Jack Dorsey, former CEO of Twitter, between Peter Zatko, maybe. In fact, that is the most recent thing that seems to have applied pressure to Musk. Peter Zatko, a.k.a. Mudge, recently filed with the SEC and then appeared before Congress to talk about problems with security at Twitter. And the lawyers for Musk denied that they had any communication with Zatko. Twitter was like, "Well, are you trying to do this to put pressure on us or to affect the case somehow?" And they said no. But one of these emails that came out, one of these embarrassing emails, was from a Proton Mail account saying, I am a former security person at Twitter who has information you might be interested in. I'm paraphrasing, but it was it did say former security person at Twitter or executive involved in user safety or something. Musk's lawyers say, we never responded to it. We didn't take it seriously. Twitter says that's probably Zatko, and we want to look at more documents to figure out if it's Zatko. And so that has been approved as of Tuesday for them to go do that.
Yeah.
Around the same time that Musk is saying like, hey, let's call it off. Let's call it off. So right now the court case has not been canceled. CNBC says that the deal might be closed as of Friday. The deal can only be closed probably. Honestly, you could close the deal and the court case could continue, but that's not in the best interest of either side. So one would assume that if they closed the deal, they would resolve and settle the case. They'd have to go to the judge and tell her that. So that had none of that's happened. So right now the court case is on for October 17th. They're supposed to depose Musk on Thursday. They've subpoenaed documents from Musk's team to look for stuff about Zatko, while Musk is out there tweeting that the what did he say? Buying Twitter is an accelerant to creating X, the everything app.
Yeah, that's horseshit. So, okay, let me.
Well, maybe not. Musk's first company maybe not his first company, but the company he merged to create PayPal was an online bank called X.com that he merged in 2000.
Yeah.
And the holding company that he created back in April to handle the acquisition of Twitter is called X Holdings.
Okay.
So this could have been part of his plan all along. And an everything app is just kind of code for like WeChat, kind of like super apps.
Everyone goes to Twitter for everything, and that includes paying for things. And I assume that's what he thinks. If I had any major takeaway from the text, because I read them all, I didn't read all the emails, but all the leaked text, or not leaked
text messages, the SMS stuff.
Yes, all that stuff. Some names were redacted, some weren't. But after reading all of that, it's never been more clear to me that we, meaning the user base, is seen as just pawn. Like, how do I put this? Not once did I sense any respect toward the users that without them you have no service. And so I know that's how big wig billionaires talk, and I know that they're not concerned with
that's how middle level executives talk.
Sure.
Hell, that's how product managers talk. Like,
yeah, you're right. You're right. You're totally right. But it annoyed me because I thought the selling point, Musk's selling point in all of his tweets about wanting to buy Twitter, making it better and taking it out of the wherever it is and making it the ultimate thing. It's always appealing to us. The way he words those things. It's always like, you guys want a better Twitter, don't you?
It's almost as if he's crafting his public messages to appeal to the public.
Yeah, and I hate it. I freaking hate it. That's what I'm saying. So hot poker to his butt is what I'm saying. And look, if he buys it, fine. Part of me is really curious about what happens. Like, if anything changes or happens or does, if anything major, like if it becomes the everything app, like that would actually blow my mind. But
if I had a best guess, and I do, luckily enough, my best guess is, I should say, he tries to do what Dorsey wants with Twitter, with the short messaging social network that is Twitter, and tries to turn it into a distributed platform that anyone can build on, anyone can interconnect. Because Dorsey said in a lot of those messages that Twitter should have never been a business; it should be a platform, it should be an open platform that anybody can build a business on.
Yeah.
I think he takes Twitter and he tries to do that with it while using the company to build X on that platform. And X is a different thing. It's a new thing. And it uses a lot of what Twitter offers and brings in new things and acquires other companies to become the super app in the United States, because that is a golden opportunity in the United States. There are super apps all over the world in other countries. Geo has one in India, WeChat in China, and it's kind of seen as an opportunity in the US to create the super app. Facebook has tried many times to turn WhatsApp into that and has not been able to pull it off yet.
So to sum it up, do you think his reasoning for saying, okay, Call off the court stuff. Call off your dogs. Well, let's go ahead and do our original deal. When previously to this, it was him putting the skids on it and saying, "Now wait a minute, you're lying to me about users or your security questions or all this other stuff." Did any of that? Was all of that just like to get the price down? Do you think? Like, what is the theory?
Oh, like
No,
a shrewd
because he's
negotiation tactic.
From what we can tell, he's offering the exact same price.
Yeah, well, that's
that
what
he
I
did in
mean. That's
April.
what I mean. Like before all of that, it felt like a tactic to drop the price, but now that it's
I
getting
don't
stinky,
think he's that cheap. I'll be honest. I don't think he would go to this much effort. Not that he wouldn't want to raise the price. This is a lot of effort to go to. It feels more in character with Musk, who isn't cheap, to go to all this effort because he was mad. And if you read those SMSs, it's very clear that he just lost his lid in conversations with Agrawal, especially that particular message about, hey, you can say whatever you want on Twitter, but it's hurting morale in here. And one thing we've seen publicly from Musk over the years is he doesn't care two figs for your morale complaints. You got a morale problem, go work somewhere else. And so that's the kind of thing that will light him up. I have worked with people before who you just say the wrong thing and they just turn on a dime and don't turn around and don't turn back around. Musk is one of those people. I think he just decided, you know what? Dorsey talked me into this. It was a good idea, but I can't deal with these people, and I'll show them, and I'll just back out. And I think he thought he could just back out. And he thought, you want to go to court and reveal all your bot stuff? Good luck. It's all going to come out in public. And it turned out that more came out in public than maybe he counted on. And now he's probably calmed down and decided, and who knows what other messages from Dorsey and others have calmed him down and like, okay, this is ridiculous. Let me just go back to square one, just do this deal, do the X plan, do Dorsey's platform plan, and let's just make this happen.
Yeah. Well, last time I made him mad personally, he went and had 7 kids, secret kids. Last time I pissed him off. So you never know where he's going to go. You just never know. You know, you don't know what he's going to do. Well, anyway, I'm all that aside and jokes aside, I am actually very curious to see if this goes through. And it sounds like it's gonna. I mean,
but you're right with this situation particularly. Until it does, who knows?
I've already in this particular situation. It's already like not. It's not a smart bet to predict anything. I feel like. So we'll have to wait and see. Well, anyway, more on that, of course, later today on the Daily Tech News Show, 2 p.m. Mountain Time. I'll be there today. It's Wednesday. I love being on. Can't wait. Is there anything else you'd like to find folks at home to know about before we let you go?
A word with Tom Merritt. Don't worry. I'm going to get Scott Johnson on there. Be on the lookout for that. That's going to happen. But in the meantime, I'm having a great time chatting with really interesting people about how we think. If you like my approach to things, which is not to just tack to one side or the other, but sort of go like, well, but what seems likely is this or that. That's what I try to talk to my guests about. So we had Howard Mortman from C-SPAN on. We played off the word transparency. We had Brian Brushwood on talking about ambition. We're going to have Jen Briney from Congressional Disc talking about disaster. We're going to have Andrea Jones-Roy coming on talking about identity. So, hey, if those sound like interesting things to you, go check it out, awordpodcast.com.
They definitely do. It's also Ace Detect on Twitter. Speaking of Twitter, go follow Tom there, regardless of who owns it. He'll be there. You'll find that name.
There. And I'll be on X whenever that happens.
Whatever X is, X app. Tom Merritt, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
I don't know why I get so annoyed with this Musk bullshit, but I do.
Oh, well
he's annoying.
It's annoying. Exactly.
He's annoying. Oh, breaking news, Brian. Breaking news.
Yeah.
The Joker movie, Joker, you know?
Yeah.
Scott Silver and Captain America New World Order's Malcolm Spellman are writing the new Todd McFarlane Spawn movie. Ooh, yeah.
Cool.
That's cool. Breaking news.
That is cool.
All right, moving on.
All right.
I still feel like that's vaporware until it comes out.
Yeah, well, all this stuff is right because we've seen so many movie promises or animated series promises that are like, oh yeah, we're
canceling that.
Canceled.
Oh, we're making Grendel. Oh no, we're not making Grendel.
Oh no, we're not. Oh.
But having McFarlane having him directly involved probably helps, but I don't know. We'll see. That first Bond movie is such a piece of shit. It's so bad. All right, let's get in here for some movie talk, TV talk, streaming talk. I haven't heard from Nicole, so I don't know if she's
I've
around.
heard from Nicole. She can't make it today.
Oh, well,
so,
thank you for that.
Which works out okay because I'm going to be talking about two things, but I'm only going to be recommending one.
Oh, that's right. We discussed this yesterday, so that's perfect.
Yes.
Well, excellent. Let's get right into it and play this. That music means it's time for Recommendals, our recommendations of things streaming over the internet that you may or may not have seen. Joining us today, Randy Jordan. Hello, Randy.
Aloha. Hi, how are you?
Hello. Hi, good, man.
I am also a new huge fan of Twitter CEO Parag Agrawal. That guy. Oh my gosh. I want to I would seriously like to send that person a Christmas gift.
You want to you want to get him something nice, under the tree? Okay. Let's do it.
Because you said you read the tweets, right?
I did.
The texts, right?
I did, yeah.
And my favorite thing is that there are people who took the texts, which were in spreadsheets, and put them back into iPhone format. I just love that. It's so much easier to read.
Oh, yeah. Much simpler to read, but also they're a good read if you want to hear. Like you go to a I don't care what it is either. Twitter, Facebook, whatever. You're on there during the day and you're like, oh, I talked to mom today and I left a message for so-and-so and I did this other thing. If you want to see what these guys are really talking about,
yeah,
they don't think of you as important at all, even though you're crucial. You are the product. That's what I hate.
Numbers, basically.
Having one guy standing up to him while everyone else is just kissing his butt was just so interesting.
Yeah, no, that's great.
It made me realize, man, one day if all of my texts with my friends and family were to suddenly be in a court case and you could see them.
Yeah,
Oof.
it's what it reminds me of when we go to zombie times. And money means nothing at that point. Like you'll be stuck in an elevator with somebody like Elon Musk. How does that power dynamic work then?
Yeah, right.
Like if he doesn't know, if he's a little chicken shit in the corner peeing his pants, and you're like, all right, we got to figure out what we're gonna do here. I know on the third floor there's some guns. Like you're planning for the future, and he's going.
In
that
situation, my long practiced ability to produce a fart on demand is going to come in real handy.
Excellent.
I didn't know this.
SJ, I hope he practices that outside.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I hope this is a thing that you do away from the family, but
I actually can't produce a fart on demand, but I am like everybody else. I am capable of recognizing when I'm about 5 seconds away from an irretrievable emission.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta leave the room.
Yeah, you gotta hang on to it. No, I get you.
Oh,
yeah,
why can't we have Nicole today?
Because she would pronounce it Elon Musk is why. All right, well, we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna start with Brian, who's got. You want to do the mecha mental first, or how do you want to do this?
I'm going to do the mecha mental first because it's a great way to lead into what makes the recommendal so good. But
right.
So as promised, I watched the Netflix movie Blonde, which is a sort of a biographical film about Marilyn Monroe, starring Ana de Armas, the lovely and still very talented Ana de Armas, who I think is just given. Kind of garbage to work with. Let's give you some background on this. So it's an adaptation of a book by Joyce Carol Oates, which came out in 2000. And Joyce decided for kind of sensationalistic reasons to, instead of making a book about, Marilyn's life from what we know, because there's plenty of that already out there, she wanted to make something that was a little bit more sensationalized, a little bit more she created some fictional plot lines, like threesomes with the sons of Charlie Chaplin and Edward G. Robinson.
Wow.
Not just threesomes, but an entire threesome relationship with those two.
If you're going to invent something for Marilyn out of whole cloth, I guess it has to be sex,
sure,
right?
Right, exactly, yes.
Yeah.
She invented a rape that took place early on in her career that there's no evidence ever happened. There's a bunch of stuff like this. And so Andrew Dominic, who was the director of this film, took that material and basically created a 2-hour and 47-minute film, basically visualizing all this stuff that was in Joyce Carol Oates' novel. It's called an adaptation. I don't know if you've heard of it. But anyway.
He's the dude that made that This Much I Know to Be True thing.
Yeah, but also the Robert Ford, the Coward Robert Ford movie. He directed a couple episodes of Mindhunter.
Yeah, see, I really like his work, generally speaking.
Yeah, normally I like his I've liked his work too, and but there are some decisions that he makes in this thing to like go from black and white to color for no it appears to be no reason. Like normally you do when she's in her own mind, everything is in color, and then when she's in the outside world, black and white, or sober versus drunk, or delusions versus reality, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But this one just bounces back and forth for appears to be no reason. And I don't know. You're given a property to work with. Basically, he just did what he could with what he had. So
when you brought that up yesterday, because we were talking privately about this, and you brought up that the changes in what do we call it? Filter changes,
sure.
That didn't seem to have a rhyme or reason. I was like, oh, come on, no one makes that. And I went look, I dug as far as you can go, and I got through the bottom of the crust of the earth, and I could not find anybody explaining how it works. What is the rhyme and reason? It doesn't exist. It's just random.
It was just random, and that's what really just bothered me. Plus, they make Marilyn out to be a completely helpless individual, and there's so many accounts of her being smart and her being actively in control of her own career for the most part. Of course, the barbiturates and the drugs and the alcohol didn't help things, and kind of steered her off into what eventually happened to her. But there are accounts that she didn't talk in the blah 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 voice the entire time like Anna unfortunately does for the entirety of this movie.
Ana de Armas is directed to play a caricature of Marilyn Monroe.
She absolutely was, and that just bothered me. But boy, did it bother Tina, who is to call her just a fan of Marilyn Monroe is not doing her service, because she's read up on her. She's watched all of her movies. It isn't just like I really like Marilyn, I'm gonna buy that drawing where she's got her face all tattooed up that came out in 2010 or whatever it was.
Sure.
No, she really likes Marilyn Monroe, and actually we've got posters a couple all over the house of the candid photos of Marilyn, not the one where she's all dolled up in the typical 7-year itch pose, but ones where it's like she's just captured candidly and stuff, which are great.
Sure.
So, if you want to watch, if you treat it as fiction, and there's truth in there. She was married to Joe DiMaggio. She was married to Miller, the author, the playwright.
That
guy. Arthur Miller. Thank you. It was like Norman, Herman, something like that. Yeah, Arthur Miller. And there was potential evidence of her being abused by Joe DiMaggio, and that's sort of visualized off screen or audioalized off screen with this. Bobby Cannavale is great. He plays Joe DiMaggio. He's great in everything he does. Adrian Brody, also great as Arthur Miller.
Adrian Brody cracks me up. Like he can't, like, as straight as it be, like, because he was like the pianist, right? Like he's as straight as he plays it, though he just looks funny. There's something about his face. He always looks like he's clowning a little bit.
Well, no one's nose is more broke. I mean, even Owen Wilson looks at him and goes, "Man, wow," he says when he looks at his nose, because that dude broke a nose and never did shit about it. He's just like, you know what? This is me. I'm Adrian Brody. Check out my nose. It's like 4 inches too much to the left. We're good to go. And you know what? I kind of like it. I'm down.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Also, Casper Philipson plays JFK, which he also did in the Jackie film with Natalie Portman. So he's just going to make a career out of playing JFK, although this is a much darker presentation of JFK. A very uncomfortable scene that seems to just go on forever.
And the movie JFK by Oliver Stone. Well, a bunch of fiction. No, really? I'm just saying. I'm connecting the two movies. Oliver Stone's JFK, a bunch of fiction, and you should not watch it because it's riddled with nonsense that was invented.
But for whatever reason, that one feels so much better than this. I know it is. It's kind of the same thing, right? It's so much speculation and so much like, but it could have been this happening. Why is it done so much better in the movie JFK than it is here? This just feels so...
Because Oliver Stone really knows how to make a movie.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
true.
great. I'll totally.
This
take
bums
that.
me out, man, because I was really looking forward to seeing this. I'm with you on all those actors, including our main star here. I love them all and everything, and I just thought, oh, I even like this director. How can this go wrong? And where it went wrong, and tell me if I'm wrong. It sounds like this is what you've said, but it sounds like, and we said this privately. I'll just say it out loud.
Yeah.
This seems to be a thing where if this was more of a straight biopic, and I know those already exist, but more of a modern take on just like, here's a biography, the best we know about her life, top to bottom. Here's JFK and his, like all that stuff. It would have been a better movie than this, which seems like stuff's just made up out of whole cloth. It's more of a fantasy than a film.
It would have been a different movie. It would have been a movie that has probably been done a bunch of times before, and that's probably why it wasn't done here in this case, is because, well, what do we do to separate our Marilyn movie, or really it's the book, because that's the source material. What do we do to separate our biography from these other biographies? And then, this would be a good one to adapt into a film.
And right now we're a little overloaded by these movies. There's just too many of them. There's Elvis, there's Anne Frank, there's the Lucy and Desi thing. It's too much.
Yeah, but the Lucy and Desi thing, there's everything on that is accountable. Like everything there is verified and true. I don't know. I haven't seen the Elvis one, so I don't know how much of that is it sensationalized, because it is. What's his face?
Baz Luhrmann. It's
Baz Luhrmann. Yeah,
it's very shiny. It's
Okay.
very good and exciting. My mother-in-law thought it was fantastic. Like she would not stop talking about Elvis for a while. So
all right.
I like it. It must be pretty good, because that's a very unusual recommendation coming from her.
Yeah, I didn't know about the Anne Frank biopic. Does Chris Pratt play Anne Frank in that one?
It's no. It's some European actors. I'm forgetting the names of all of them.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So this is, look, the only person I'd really recommend this to is if you really want to see Ana de Armas run around naked for 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yes, we do. Yes,
and who
we do.
doesn't really? That is really about the only positive thing that came from watching.
Great.
This.
So hey, all you pervers, let's get in there. Let's get it done.
Would you, if you'd like, I could put timestamps on all of them for you, so that you don't have to suffer through all that exposition and just get right to the boobs. It really is all you see. You just see boobs.
Yeah. Boobs.
So let's move over from that into my actual recommendal today, and this is great because this just arrived on Amazon Prime streaming in the last couple months, and so I put in my list saying, basically, as soon as I've got a free day, I'm going to recommend this. But what I did that I wasn't planning on doing is I watched it last night again, because I loved it so much, and that movie is the audio clip that I gave you. Look at that! I almost said it.
Oh, you almost did. All right, we'll see if we can play this here.
So just say yes to whatever she asks you. Just say yes. Let's say, if she asks you if you can sing, say yes. If she asks if you can dance, say yes.
I can sing and I can't dance.
No, I know. I'm just saying that if she asks you if you can do something that you might not know how to do, just say yes. Because you can always learn how to do something once you get the part.
You have a warm smile, which is very powerful. And you have a very Jewish nose, which is becoming very fashionable. I'm getting a lot more requests for Jewish girls.
Really? That's great.
Are you athletic? You seem to have a very firm body.
Yes.
Do you know how to horseback ride?
Yes.
Do you know how to do fencing?
Yes, I can fence.
Basketball?
Yes.
Baseball?
Yes.
Soccer?
Yes.
Any other sports or special skills that I should know about?
I studied Krav Maga.
I don't know what that is. What is Quickdraw McGraw?
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
I'm glad you let that go until that.
Yeah, that was great.
Because that's one of my favorite lines of the whole movie. The person you're hearing there is Alana Haim. She's the youngest of the three sisters that make up the band Haim, and she is the star of a film by Paul Thomas Anderson, or one of two stars of the film by Paul Thomas Anderson, called Licorice Pizza. which
right.
was an Academy Award nominee last year, a well-deserved Academy Award nominee, Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Original Screenplay. Sadly, it didn't win any of those, but it should have, because it's just so darn good. It also stars Cooper Hoffman, who is the son of Philip Seymour Hoffman, and you're watching this, basically a frequent collaborator with Paul Thomas Anderson in his films. You feel like you're watching a young Philip Seymour Hoffman. Cooper Hoffman I don't know how he didn't get a Best Actor nomination, because he plays he portrays this great character, this kid who was one of the kids used in a movie that was basically like a Yours, Mine, and Ours film with Lucille Ball. They don't actually say that. They have a fake movie that they use in place of that, but it's basically the same thing. So he's been living off of residuals, which allows him to be somewhat of an entrepreneur and a hustler. Starts a waterbed business. It's a very different thing, by the way. He starts a pinball machine arcade, launches a pinball machine arcade. And he's this great always on character. The only character I can think of that's kind of like that immediately comes to mind is the Robert Downey Jr. character in The Pickup Artist, where he's just got this unbreakable level of confidence. And it works for him, and it works more than it probably should, knowing what he's got behind him.
Do you think that kid's gonna have one of these lives where if he really wants, he has to work extra hard to overcome the shadow of who his dad was? You know what I mean? Because his dad was considered one of the greatest ever.
I don't think it even is evident.
Yeah, because I didn't know who he was until after I saw this movie in the theaters, and I'm like, oh my God, of course that's Philip Seymour Hoffman's son. Now that you say it, he kind of looks just like it. So the fact that as a movie watcher, Brian Ibbett moviegoer, I walked in there and didn't immediately recognize him as
he's playing a 15-year-old in this, and it's his very first movie. He's not done anything other than this movie. He's coming into this with some amazing talent. I think he's going to be able to turn this into a lot of things, into a great career.
Nice,
but he might not choose to, is what I'm saying.
Sure.
This. Right. You know what I mean? You're not bound to be.
Oh God, I hope he does, because he's so good.
Here's what he should do. Him and the Gandolfini kid, they should be a buddy cop movie. Just have dead actors, talented kids get together. Even if they're not dead, get that Maud Apatow's daughter, who's awesome in Euphoria. Sure. Get her in there. Get all these kids in there that are parents are overwhelmingly celebrated and talented and award-winning, and just have their kids do cool shit. That's what I want.
Yeah, but then unfortunately, the focus of whatever they do together turns into look at all these kids of famous people, as opposed to.
It's a good point.
I've been reeling for months now about Wolfgang Van Halen suddenly just becoming his dad, like a very large, round version of his dad. Yeah. I keep just thinking what if that was your life? How would you feel if your life was just do what your parent did?
Did he play
and do it perfectly?
Did he play? He plays bass he did play bass for Van Halen. That was his thing.
So they worked him into the limelight by having him take over for Michael Anthony when Michael Anthony parted ways with the Van Halen brothers.
Yeah.
And then he, along the way, over the last 10 years, has learned how to play every note, every lick of every song that his dad did.
Interesting. Wow. I hadn't really followed it since. I just remember him taking over for Mark Anthony, and plus that whole, whatever, that band got weird then. But
Michael Anthony.
Mike, what'd I say? Paul, what'd I say?
That's all right.
I said
anyway.
So Licorice Pizza. Brian, how do you feel about the age gap romance?
It's very prominent in the film. It's talked about quite a bit, and Alana, the character Alana, is 25. Cooper Hoffman plays, like you said, a 15-year-old, and it's obviously talked about very much in the film, and the relationship, without giving anything away, the relationship that's a no-go in the relationship. For one of them. The thing takes place in 1973 in California and in the Encino area. You've also got Sean Penn as an older producer actor, kind of the again, a really weird role for Sean Penn. as this really smarmy, not a good guy kind of character. Tom Waits kind of appears in that same scene. And then, of course, you got Bradley Cooper, who has always wanted to work with Paul Thomas Anderson and finally got the chance with this film in a great character. Basically, he just chews up, eats the scenery every time he's on screen. Some cool stuff about this, though. The Cooper Hoffman was actually, as a kid, babysat by the Haim sisters when they
really
awesome.
Yeah, we're talking with Paul Thomas Anderson years ago about another music videos that he was producing of theirs. So the fact that all happens is kind of funny. Trying to remember the actor who was in Best in Show. He was Michael McKean's partner in Best in Show.
Guy in he's in Arrested Development.
He is. Yes, John Michael Higgins.
There you go. That guy's a genius. I love him.
He is great, and he plays the most racist restaurant owner that you'll ever see in a film like this. Like, you can't believe that John Michael Higgins is kind of getting away with doing and saying the things that he does in this film, and it's hilarious that he does it, and so damn cringy that he does it.
Speaking of cringy, here's the only question I have: they actually ever? Does anyone ever eat a pizza with licorice on it?
No. Licorice pizza is a term for vinyl record. There's actually part of the inspiration for this film was Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and one of the first stores that you see Mike Damone walk in front of in the Galleria Mall, or whatever the mall is that takes place in, is a record store called Licorice Pizza.
Okay. All right.
And there's no mention or reference to licorice pizza in this film, just the fact that kind of was the inspiration for it, and this movie has a phenomenal soundtrack. So a very vinyl forward, very 70s music forward soundtrack to it.
Interesting. And having Sean Penn in there is interesting if it's inspired by that movie. He's, this is full circle.
Didn't even think about that. But yeah, totally true. Yeah, exactly. The rest of the Haim family is in this thing, not just the other two Haim sisters who play Alana's sisters in the film as well, and even keep their same names, Danielle and Esty, as well as their parents, who also play the parents of Alana Haim. So basically they just said, hey, Haim family, play the Haim family, but we're going to give you the last name Kane instead. And
sticky in the 70s. Yeah,
exactly.
That's a really interesting thing for PTA to do. Like, I would have expected it from Richard Linklater, But PTA likes to work with like really, really famous people,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And to pull all these, people in who are especially not known for anything but music. Again, Alana Haim does an incredible job. And for her first role, as an actor, she does an amazing job. So I'm hoping that she continues to do this as well. Johnny Greenwood from Radiohead does the music, the score that's not the soundtrack, and that's also great. This is really good. It's on Amazon Prime right now. I can't recommend it highly enough. It's such a great coming of age, warm, heartfelt movie that I think most people will enjoy. And there's no you can watch this. There's no nudity. There's implied nudity, but there's no real nudity or excessive violence or anything like that. So, oh yeah, Tim Conway Jr. is in there as well, and Maya Rudolph. I forgot about those two.
Oh my gosh!
So you get another junior, like we talked about with the previous movie.
That's awesome.
Is it Paul Thomas Anderson's first PG-13 movie? He's pretty hard R usually.
I thought it was R, isn't it R? No.
It
says R. It's R. The IMDb says R at the top.
Does it? Then it's R, but that's probably just for language because there's no nudity. Plenty of language. I was picking scenes saying, well, I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing if I want to use that scene.
So last I think he hasn't done. Wait, do I have this right? That Inherent Vice was the thing he did prior to this, and then everything else has been music videos between then and that. I think this might be. Yeah, he hasn't done jack for.
It's only been what 5 years since Inherent Vice.
2014. So that's.
Oh
that
wow,
is.
that's more than I.
Yeah, that surprised me. But lots of music videos, in particular the Haim sisters.
All the Haim sisters videos, yeah. So I mean, obviously he saw something in them and said, you guys can. Radiohead as well, which is probably how he met Johnny Greenwood.
Yeah, a bunch of Radiohead.
Yeah, PTA is one of those people who's only going to make a movie every 7 years, and it's like the thing that he's focused on at the time.
Yeah.
Like he's really meticulous.
Well, he'll drink your milkshake if you're not careful.
So a meh comment, not even a meh. I can't even really give a recommendation to Blonde, but a very, very strong recommendal for Licorice Pizza now on Amazon Prime Video.
Nice. Just put a comic in front of Blonde and watch that movie. That one's better.
Yeah, you know what? Good plan.
It's not a great movie, but it's better than this. It sounds
it's a better movie than Blonde.
There you have it. All right, I'm going to play a clip. Just so everyone knows, right ahead of this, it's a little bit of a cheat in that you can stream it, but you're going to pay $20 to stream it. But I did, and I liked it.
This is a brand new movie you're about to.
Yeah, brand new movie. Well, technically not too new because the streamability of it just happened, but it is not yet on any of the services. I'm sure it will be soon, and I'm going to recommend people check it out. Here is your clip.
My mama said, "Show me a liar, and I'll show you a thief."
Mine said the same.
Right.
Your mama sound like a smart woman.
Oh, she's smart. She was.
Sorry.
No sorries. We all die at our appointed time.
Yes, we do.
Sir, I know you know why I'm here. And I just simply want my money back. That's all.
From the VA, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've had some problems with veteran affairs myself. It's difficult when they drag the feet.
Right.
Say, what branch of service you in?
A Marine.
Semper Fi, sir.
Where did you train?
I'm a West Coaster. MCRD, San Diego.
Okay. So you one of them Hollywood brothers with the veneers in your mouth, huh? Out shooting bubblegum bullets.
I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. But yes, sir, a Hollywood Marine I am.
All right. For those
is that Mahershala Ali?
No, that is Michael Kenneth Williams, who has recently passed away. Yeah, last thing he made before he passed. And the other guy on the other line is John Boyega. You know him from as Finn from the Star Wars recent trilogy. He blew my mind in this movie, and the movie is called Braking. B-R-A. Well, you don't have to spell braking. It's braking.
Well, no, it could be like what you do on a bike when you come to an intersection, or it could be
sure
the act of destroying something.
It was actually initially released as the name 892.
Correct. I don't know what changed or why it changed. I couldn't find any info on that. But you're right.
I'm really glad they just changed the name of it quickly.
Yeah, Braking's great. The other thing was just too vague. I don't know. I don't know how it would miss it or how it would actually apply to the film, but I did read that.
And this is not Electric Boogaloo, right?
No. This is not Electric Boogaloo. Not Breakin'.
Oh, gotcha.
That might have been why I tried to spell it, actually. I don't know now that I think about it. This is about a Marine War veteran played by John Boyega with a shaved head, which I think he should keep and never grow hair again. It's just a good look for him.
Wow. Okay, I'm looking at photos now.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's got, some mental emotional issues that come from his time in Iraq. He's a veteran. This is all based on a true story, I should mention. This movie's directed by Abby Damaris Corbin, I believe is how you say the person's name. Anyway, it's you've all probably seen Dog Day Afternoon. It's definitely got that vibe to it. He goes to a bank. He's got a homemade bomb. He just wants this $800 back that the VA owes him, and they've just been putting him through the ringer to try to get it. It doesn't sound like a lot of money. He's not even there to rob the bank or hurt anybody. He's there on principle, but he's going to some extremes. Again, some mental health issues are there. He's got a daughter who he just loves beyond anything else, and an ex-wife who's with the daughter during the whole movie. Anyway, there's also two people in the bank. Everybody else gets pushed out. Two people stay. One played by Nicole Beharie, I think is how you say her name. She plays a character named Estelle. And Salinas Leiva, who plays Rosa. These two women blew my mind. They're so good. I already knew one of them, Salinas Levera or Levia, however you say her name. She's from a ton of Law and Order stuff. I think in Special Victims Unit, she's like the chief there. Is where I first saw her. Anyway, she's very good. Your big showcases here, though. Oh, and other people. Connie Britton's in this. I know Brian loves her just about in everything.
Love her. Yeah.
Jeffrey Donovan's in this. It's a small role, but he's great in it, as he always is in everything. Great secondary players that are doing small roles, but memorable roles, really good roles. And in this particular case, Michael Kenneth Williams is playing a negotiator, hostage negotiator, and his job is to try to talk, Boyega's character down so that they can come to some kind of conclusion. I don't want to give anything else away about it. I will say the final stretch of it, there's a little bit of weirdness in pacing, but for the whole of this movie, big recommendal. I think Boyega could be the next Denzel Washington, and I don't mean just because he's black. I'm saying it's that level of acting prowess. He's really good in this, like mind-blowingly good. And I liked him fine as Finn, and I haven't seen much else, but it was like, yeah, he's good. I like him. He's a young up-and-comer. Good job. Well done. You're in Star Wars. This is new level, higher level acting, and it's I was gripped by everything he said and did in this movie. He was really, really good. So he alone is worth seeing this for. But everybody else is great. Michael K. Williams never phoned it in. We know he was going through some stuff and his drug issues and all that, and obviously it took his life in the end. But he's just amazing in this. If you're like, who is that guy? I know that name. He was Omar in The Wire, and just an amazing actor. He's so good. Anyway, can't recommend it enough. I had to pay for this. It's $19.99 and available on Apple rentals, or it's basically you buy it for that. So it's not a rental, I guess.
Oh.
This should be heading to other streaming services, because they tend to do that pretty quickly these days. So watch for it if you don't want to spend the money. But
when
if
they're
you're looking,
really good,
it's you and your
feels like
wife
you
or something.
wait
You're like,
forever.
man, we need a good gripping tale tonight, and a theater's going to cost us $50. What if we spent $20 and stayed home?
Right, exactly.
No
We can
brainer.
both watch it for
Loved
that
it.
price. Yeah.
Really, really good. Oh, the other thing I want to say about it. Some movies aren't afraid to let the scene breathe. And this is one of those movies. And you can kind of hear it in the clip where you can hear the air conditioning in the room, but the phone call comes through and it kind of adds a weird cadence. It's hard to explain. The sound work is what I'm getting at. The sound work in this movie, so cool. So good. It'll never get known for that, but I thought the sound work was insane. Maybe it's because I had on really good headphones. I don't know. But it was rad. So anyway, Breaking, very good movie. I guess it's still in some theaters and available for $20.
I think we're going to be seeing it a lot more come
All right, Randy,
Oscar season.
Let's do yours. What's your setup for this clip?
Am I not coming through?
I heard you. Did you?
Oh shit! You know what? I hit a key that muted you guys, and I didn't mean to. You're all back now. Sorry about that.
Randy was asking if you think we're going to see this come Oscar season.
Oh, I hope so. Okay, I'm glad you asked that. Everyone was so quiet. I thought I was just boring everyone. It is.
There were other things said also before that.
So. Oh, what'd you say? What else did you say?
I don't even know now.
You don't
Let's
even
go.
remember. I apologize. I would love it if he got an Oscar nomination, in particular Boyega. I think he deserves it. I think it's a smaller film. Its focus is really small. I don't know that these get a lot of love around Oscar time. It's also earlier in the year that maybe would be good. I don't know. So I guess I'm not betting on it, but I think he deserves it. Like he's really good. So check it out. It's very, very good. All right. Sorry about that. That was weird. Hey, tell me your clip here, Randy. What do you got?
I'm now the only person from the FilmSack crew who's done 2 solo bonus episodes of FilmSack. And so I'm the only one who has a trend at this point. And the trend, apparently, much to my surprise, is I talk about my favorite movies, and it's fun. But I mean, this most recent one, I actually talked about some movies that I no longer think are favorites.
Yeah.
But what happened as after I recorded this thing was one of my favorite movies suddenly jumped back onto Netflix, and it's been streaming here and there for years and years, but it's back on Netflix. I think you'll recognize it really, really quickly. But you know what? There's a lot of people out there who haven't seen this yet, and I think you need to. And one of them's my wife.
Oh.
And so I'm making her watch it via a recommendal.
All right, here we go.
You have proved your valor yet again, Maximus. Let us hope for the last time.
There's no one left to fight, sire.
There is always someone left to fight. How can I reward Rome's greatest general?
Let me go home.
The great Richard Harris.
Yes, the great Richard Harris, who wasn't the only person who died soon after making this movie. Actually, I would say he was the person that died soon after making the movie. There was someone else prominent in the movie who died while making the movie.
Oh, wow.
This is Gladiator. This is Ridley Scott's epic. It's kind of surprising how much this holds up. Like, I keep thinking, all right, now 10 years have passed. Now 15 years have passed. I'm going to watch Gladiator, and I'm going to be seeing, it coming apart at the seams or something. Nope.
It's great.
This movie is just simply one of the greatest movies ever made, and you should watch it.
Yeah, I love it. The guy you're talking about is Oliver Reed. He played Proximo, and there are some moments toward the end of that movie where they superficially use footage of his face where none existed because I couldn't film the scenes with him, and it felt a little off. Does it still feel a little
right?
weird?
So the good news is that most of Proximo's scenes were shot as the very first thing in the movie. Coming into this, Ridley Scott knew he was taking a chance with Oliver Reed. Oliver Reed was a long time known drunk and was very unreliable, and he's perfect for this role of this sideshow gladiator circus guy. Like he's like a ringmaster, and he's perfect. He has to deliver a bunch of the philosophies of the movie, and but nonetheless, he claimed at the time that he was sober, but he was drinking. And he actually drank himself to death with some other people who were making the movie. They went out drinking with him while making the movie. And he got so drunk that he died in his sleep that night.
Yeah, it was a pretty rough story at the time, I remember. And this movie's significant for me in particular because it was the first time I ever saw Joaquin Phoenix, first time I ever saw Connie Nielsen, first time I think I saw Digimon Hansu Smuju. What's that? How you say his name?
Daimon Hansu.
Daimon Hansu. I love him. And the guy I love the most, or I think is just interesting as hell, is Tommy Flanagan. He's the guy with the crazy scar on his face.
Oh yeah.
He's in lots of other stuff since, but there's something about this movie where I feel like I got a lot of origin material for some of my favorite characters.
Once again, Scott, difference between me and you don't recognize Joaquin Phoenix as one of the kids from Space Camp, and that is
true. I don't. You're absolutely right. I never think of that.
He had quite a career before this.
Yeah, he had that Space Camp career.
He was choosing his movies at this. This was a time when he was in U-Turn and he was in 8mm. Yeah. So I'm always going to call that movie 8mm. Yeah. And the Joel Schumacher movie.
Sure.
Yeah. The Nicolas Cage. Yeah.
So anyway, Joaquin Phoenix is the revelation in this movie. It's hard to name another performance where you hate a person so much that you want to reach to the screen and strangle them with your own hands.
Yeah.
And he is perfect in this movie.
He's very good. Yeah. I mean, it's on my short list of movies I consider to be perfect. And I've never really defined that. Maybe that'll be my thing coming up, what I think a perfect movie is, but this one fits in that list and I'm not even sure why. I just think it's just a complete package, top to bottom.
The first time I ever saw it, I actually didn't really like it. And I think I wasn't in the mood for the amount of action and violence that's in this movie. And I came away not really knowing that I had also seen a really compelling story. I was just I was so stunned by some of the, especially there's terrible violence against a woman and child.
Yeah.
And I just I didn't pay a really close attention the first time to, oh my God, Richard Harris talking to Joaquin Phoenix early in the movie is just incredible.
Yeah.
And I almost captured that, but I thought, I don't want to, it gets really dark.
Yeah.
at least when he's talking to,
is it the smother scene where it ends bad for Harris? Is that the scene you're talking about? Because that's rough. That whole thing.
Yeah. And of course, Richard Harris, like you said, didn't do much more after this. He was in, he was obviously Dumbledore in the first two Harry Potter movies, but his last movie, or at least the movie that calls itself his last movie, is The Count of Monte Cristo, which it just came out 2 years after this.
Yeah.
And man, he's so freaking good. Oh my gosh.
Are you excited that Ridley Scott is doing a sequel and it's in pre-production right now? How do you feel about that?
I've tried to not think about it too much. It just feels like it feels like it might not happen. It feels like it, if it does, it might be very, very different than Gladiator. I just don't. I don't know. I'm trying to not think about it.
You got the same screenplay guy. You got oh no, a different guy. But sorry, it's the guy who, and I remember why I knew him. He did the Top Gun Maverick screenplay and the Batman and a bunch of other cool stuff. I don't know. I'm down to try. We'll always have Gladiator, but I'll take it. Let's see what it looks like.
And I haven't even talked about the score by Hans Zimmer. This is top 5 scores of all time. When you're watching this movie, the music is so ever present that you might stop paying attention to it, and that's too bad because it's incredible. Hans Zimmer had a vocalist named Lisa Gerard working with him on this score, and there is just so much incredible music that you might actually not know. If you haven't seen Gladiator, you might have heard this music in like movie trailers and stuff, and you don't even know it's from Gladiator.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen Gladiator, what are you freaking doing? Get in there. Get that done. So many other good people. Who's that guy that's not married to, but hangs out with Ian McKellen all the time? Maybe they are married, or at least they're partners. He plays this. He's like one of the senators. I can't think of his name. But he's an old British character actor. Ian or Zian or
not Patrick Stewart.
No, not Patrick Stewart. They're just friends. It's I can't think of his effing name. Anyway, he's in this. Plays the senator who helps them get shit done. Derek Jacobi. That's it. I love him in Gladiator. He's so good. And he's usually evil and horrible in movies, but in this he's like a good
for
guy.
me, the also ran person in this movie that I can't take my eyes off of is Cicero, who is Maximus's best friend.
Yeah.
And he hides when Maximus is initially captured and betrayed. And he hides, and then he pops up later in the movie, and he's played by Tommy Flanagan.
Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about, the dude with the scar.
Yeah.
And oh my God, Cicero is like, it's just this thing, like this character is so interesting, and the movie doesn't give you enough of him. It gives you just enough of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's awesome. That guy's great. He's got the coolest scar in all of Hollywood, that guy. And I love it. All right.
He was in the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
He was. What did he do? I don't remember.
Yeah, he's one of those. I forget what they're called.
The henchmen.
Was he?
The Raiders.
Yondu's.
Yeah,
Reaver. Not Reavers.
That's cool because Digimon Hansu's in there too, and
yeah.
he's the one that he's working for. What's his beak in Guardians? He played Korath. So you got the.
Right.
I didn't realize there was a reunion there of sorts. That's cool.
The Guardians connection.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. It's almost like Hollywood all works with the same 50 people. Anyway.
Right.
Well done. Awesome stuff. Where's the streaming? Forgot to ask.
Oh, Netflix.
Everybody.
We're all over the place with our Apple TV and our Amazon and our Netflix, but what a time to be alive, my friends.
Yeah, it's a great time to be alive. And it's a great time to chronicle all this stuff and find it at quicksack.ly. No, sorry. TMS. What is it? Quicktms.ly. Jeez. Or Randy will put it all over the place. He'll smear it on the internet. Okay. So look for Randy Deluxe wherever.
Smudged out there.
Yeah, smudge it. That's exactly right. Randy, have a fantastic week. And we'll
Thank
see you.
you. Oh, and one more thing.
Yes. Oh, DDoSed him. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Just like his poor Overwatch 2 launch, I DDoSed Randy right out of the show. All right. That did happen yesterday. Sorry, go ahead. What?
Licorice Pizza, Gladiator, and Breaking. The 3 recommendals today, and then our blechemental is blonde.
Yeah, there you go.
Appropriately.
Which is unfortunate. Makes me a little sad.
Boobcomental.
Boobcomental. Nicely done. All right. It's the end of the show. We were talking about getting McDonald's today.
Yeah.
Here's the hilarious thing. While the show was going,
I
haven't talked to Kim about this.
McDonald's.
She went and got me an Egg McMuffin.
Oh, hilarious!
But I haven't talked to her, so she didn't know to do the thing. So I think
she wouldn't have been able to get it before breakfast was over anyway.
That's true. So here's what I'm thinking, though. This will still be my breakfast today.
Yeah.
But in a fantastic turn of events, later this afternoon, I will also attend another McDonald's location. And I will get the
McDonald's
adult kids meal. Yeah. So you and I, that way we can still do our research and be good for tomorrow.
Now, are we rolling the dice and seeing who gets a cactus dude, or are either of us going to request a adult Happy Meal with the cactus dude.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I want at least one of us to get the cactus dude.
I know, yeah.
But I don't.
I'd say let's roll the dice and see who we get.
Okay. All right.
Because I'd be fine with a weird 4-eyed grimace butt plug. Not that I'm going to use it for that. But.
All right. No, you know what? Let's gamble. Let's do it. Let's throw our lot.
We'll cast our hooks into the void and see what we pull back.
Yeah, if we get Pinhead, great. If we get the weird vagina neck person, that's fine too. Oh, I can't wait for that movie. When is that happening? That movie's this weekend, is it? I think the new Hellraiser, I think, is this week. Is it?
Oh, is it really? Okay, didn't know
Hold
that.
on, it's on Hulu. That might be my recommendal next.
I'm just more excited for Werewolf by Night. That's my.
That is currently enjoying 100% Rotten Tomatoes ratings. So
Werewolf by Night is?
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah, it looks like you hooked your wagon to the right beast there.
Who knew?
I mean, I'm going to watch it too, but yeah.
Of course, yeah.
All right.
I'm sorry.
What the hell's that? Okay. I don't know why that just played. Let's get to the finality of today's show. I want to thank a longtime patron. This is Dankenia. Or
okay.
Dankenia.
Dankenia.
Yeah. Could be the dank is the important part.
I live in Dankenia, and it's dank.
That's right.
Diggity dank
Yeah,
here.
we got dank memes, yo. Anyway, Dankini, a long time, 2014 or so, joined us and is still there. Just want to give our thanks in their direction and thank them for their support of the show. If you'd like to be like this person, go to patreon.com/TMS, where you'll get bonus content every single day, never an ad, stuff every month, and bonus content in the mail. And if you think that's not enough, it's also really cheap. For $1 a month, you can join all this. So go check it out. That's patreon.com/TMS. For everything else, it's frogpants.com/TMS. In the grand tradition of the Tuesday episode of the show, or Wednesday rather, we leave you with a song. Brian, play one, please.
But just on Wednesdays. Elizabeth Collins wrote in and said, "Hi, stop, no, and bad dog."
Oh, geez.
My name is Elizabeth, a.k.a. Beffy Dino, and Sunday, October 2nd, I turned 33. The last few weeks have been a bit rough. I had a bout of COVID that hit me a bit hard and was just starting to feel better and was looking forward to having some fun. Then Friday, I was getting out of my car back from the dog park and didn't notice that my sweet 60-pound dog Seriously saw something scurrying around outside and that I didn't, and took off as soon as I opened my car door. I must have instinctively grabbed onto his leash because before I knew it, it twisted around my middle and ring finger and just like Thanos, snapped. So instead of hanging out at the Renaissance Fair with the turkey leg and friends, I hung out in bed alone with pain pills for my birthday. I was hoping that maybe the cover master could play a song to try and cheer me up while I go into surgery Tuesday to have 6 pins shot into my phalanges to hold them together again.
Oh.
You guys are a constant source of joy. Love you all, and best wishes to Tay and the family this week.
Oh, man.
I would like to see the baby.
That's him saying that.
P.S. Could Scott give me a honk, or any random soundboard if you can find
we love the honk guy. Let's do him. He's great. Always a pleasure to click that guy's button.
She also did the thing that I like when she said it's Coverville's choice.
I love Coverville's choice. You've never let me down on these. Let's do it.
No, and this is a song that you're going to love, Scott.
Okay.
And the rest of you listening as well. This is a band called Tandem, Tandm. They spell it like, the new modern way without a last E. From a single that they released in 2022. It's a cover of that song by the Counting Crows that's just going to get stuck in your head and you're going to sing it all day long. Here's Tandem with Accidentally in Love.
See you guys tomorrow for a Thursday edition of the Morning Stream. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
I'm doom-fisting.
Oh. That was a little Brian Dunaway
Always
there
a
for you.
pleasure to push that guy's button.
Yeah, I like pushing his button.